All right, here I am, Ayrlahn Johnson here. I'm outside the Minnesota State Patrol District Headquarters, Rochester, Minnesota, 2900 48th Street Northwest, Rochester, Minnesota, and it is about 9:17 a.m. on Monday, April 13th, 2015. And I'm going to be hand delivering my formal complaint against Trooper Ignaszewski and the transcription of my complaint and a response to Captain Mark Holm's email. So here we go. Hi, is Captain Mark Holm available?
May I ask who's,
Yeah, Ayrlahn Johnson here.
do you have an appointment with him?
No.
And what is your name?
Ayrlahn?
Do you want to spell that?
Yes, Ayrlahn Johnson.
O-N or A-N?
O-N.
And you don't have an appointment?
No, but I wanted to deliver some paperwork here.
What kind of paperwork is it?
Responses to his email
Oh,
and a
can I
complaint.
just hand it to him? I know he's busy on the phone right now.
Well, if he's on the phone, yeah, I guess, sure.
Okay, perfect.
So here, let me just tell you what it is. Here's his email to me.
Okay.
Okay, and let's see here. And then his responses are in the red. My responses to him are in the blue.
Okay.
So I'm going to hand that to you. And here is my complaint regarding Trooper Ignaszewski.
Okay.
And I left him a voicemail on this, but I transcribed it, and there's the complaint. And this is very, very important because I've got a trial coming up this Friday.
Okay.
All right?
Sure.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it for now.
Okay, great. I'll give this to him as soon as he's available.
Okay, terrific. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks. Okay, so here, first of all, here's my complaint. Whoops. Against Trooper Ignaszewski. And hi, this is Ayrlahn Johnson, 612-991-0568, AYRLAHN@AOL.com. I'm calling to put you on notice that I want you to email my evidence for my rigged trial for case number 66-VB-14-3349, State of Minnesota versus Ayrlahn Johnson on April 17th, 2015. In a trial by ambush move on March 24th, 2015, Special Prosecutor Curt S. Fischer dropped some evidence into my lap at the beginning of my rigged trial for case number 66-VB-14-4097. It is my understanding that discovery was designed to prevent trial by ambush. Apparently, Judge Thomas M. Newville and the Rice County Attorney's Office have a special arrangement. Apparently, Judge Thomas M. Newville and Rice County and the Rice County Attorney's Office have a special arrangement. The special arrangement appears to be that Rice County Attorney John Fossum and his agents can engage in as many due process violations as they want, and Judge Thomas M. Newville pretends the due process violations do not exist. Oh, you are aware that Special Prosecutor Kurt S. Fischer was reprimanded and fined $750 on November 9th, 1995 by the Minnesota Supreme Court for committing unprofessional conduct in notarizing signatures on interrogatories not signed in his presence, one of which signatures was later discovered to be forged. Aren't you? You are, aren't you? Now, this evidence that was illegally withheld indicates that Trooper Ignaszewski's dash camera is a watch guard. I want you to email me a copy of the checklist that Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski went through for his squad car and squad evidence gathering equipment prior to going out on patrol on August 9th, 2014. I want you to email me a copy of the watch guard's user manual for the dash camera for Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski. Plus, I want you to email me a copy of the settings that the State Patrol has preset into the dash camera for Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski. Finally, I want a copy of all the citations issued by Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski from July 9th, 2014 to August 9th, 2014. I have a reasonable suspicion that you have known that Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski has been destroying evidence in his traffic stop for a long time, don't I? We live in the age of technology, so this should not take you long to email this to me. I need this free electronic data emailed to me because Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski was making wild and outrageous claims on the witness stand in case number 66-VB-14-4097 on March 24th, 2015. He was making the wild and outrageous claim that he is not familiar with Minnesota Statute 169.91, Arrest, Subdivision 1, Procedure 1, what to do when a person arrested demands an immediate appearance before a judge. Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski is a law enforcement officer, isn't he? So it is his job to know the law, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Trooper Ignaszewski was also making the wild and outrageous claims that he is not familiar with the Minnesota State Patrol general orders that deal with arrest and Minnesota Statute 169.91. The general order specifically states that, quote, employees are responsible for knowing and understanding the Minnesota State Patrol policies applicable to their assignment, unquote. Doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? Trooper Ignaszewski also made the wild and outrageous claim that he knows nothing about a statement about me allegedly crumpling up my ticket and throwing it on the floor. That statement was attributed to him by a Rice County attorney at my November 18, 2014 pretrial hearing that was held at 10 a.m. in front of Judicial Officer John T. Kajaka. I have reason to suspect that Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski is conspiring with Rice County Attorney John Fossum to rig my trial for case number 66-VB-14-3349, like he did in case number 66-VB-14-4097. Don't I? Oh, last but not least, I want you to transcribe this message and email it to me immediately. I want to use it as my formal complaint against Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski. Ayrlahn Johnson, 612-991-0568, ayrlahn@aol.com. And then Captain Holm did respond to me via email, and I responded back to him thusly. Captain Mark Holm, 507-285-7408. Hi, this is Ayrlahn Johnson, 612-991-0568, ayrlahn@aol.com. I'm calling to put you on notice that I did receive your email. From Mark Holm to Ayrlahn, sent Monday, March 30th, 2015, 1:59 p.m., subject data request. Mr. Johnson, I have reviewed your phone messages. I understand your request to be the Minnesota State Patrol checklist for squads, evidence gathering equipment, copy of the WatchGuard camera manual, the Minnesota State Patrol settings for the WatchGuard camera, copies of all citations written by Trooper Ignaszewski between July 9th, 2014 and August 9th, 2014, transcription of 2 phone messages left by you at 507-285-7408 on March 29, 2015. Per State Patrol General Order, I will respond to your request within 10 days. Thank you, Mark Holm, Captain, Commander, District 2100. I'm also calling to put you on notice that it would appear that dash cam video is missing from my August 9, 2014 traffic stop by Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski. The case started with Trooper Ignaszewski's radar striking my car. However, that dash cam video data appears to be missing from the video that I received. I am also missing the Dukes of Hazzard turn made by Enduro racer Trooper Ignaszewski. I want that data emailed to me immediately. Plus, you said, quote, per State Patrol General Order, I will respond to your request within 10 days, unquote. Is there a general order which commands or even suggests that Trooper Ignaszewski destroy evidence? Is there a general order which commands or even suggests that Trooper Ignaszewski give false testimony in his reports or on the witness stand? Is there a general order which commands or even suggests that Trooper Ignaszewski conspire with the prosecutor to give false testimony in his reports or on the witness stand? By the way, please extend the time on your voicemail so I don't have to make repeated calls to leave one completed message. Ayrlahn Johnson, 612-991-0568, ayrlahn@aol.com. Okay, now that previous document, this is hand-delivered to Captain Mark Holm, and I gave it to the receptionist. And this is his original message, his response in red, and my response in blue. I'll go ahead and read it here from Mark Holm, state at state.mn.us to ayrlahn@aol.com, sent Friday, April 10th, 2015, 2:37 p.m. Subject data request. Mr. Johnson, pursuant to Chapter 13, the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act, response to your requests are indicated in red below. And so his original email was, I have reviewed your phone messages. I understand your request to be the Minnesota State Patrol checklist for squad's evidence gathering equipment. His response is, an agency document checklist does not exist for squads and or evidence gathering equipment. And my response to that is, I'm sure that I'll find all this data on Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski's daily logs, aren't I? So email me a copy of all the daily logs from July 9th, 2014 to August 9th, 2014 for Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski. And then just backing up a minute, he said, pursuant to Chapter 13, the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act, response to your requests are indicated in red below. And then my response is, a Minnesota Government Data Practices Act request? No, I made a discovery request for the active court case 66-VB-14-3349 that you and Rice County Attorney Fossum are rigging, didn't I? I want my discovery data emailed to me immediately. I do not want my discovery data plopped in front of me in another trial by ambush style ambush like what happened in 66-VB-14-4907, do I? So then, a copy of the WatchGuard manual. Captain Holm's response is, the WatchGuard manual is a copyrighted document. My response is, really? Why was I able to download my own copy of the WatchGuard manual off the internet if it was copyrighted? Email me a copy of the signed contract with WatchGuard so I can see if your wild and outrageous tales really are wild and outrageous tales. Then we asked for the Minnesota State Patrol settings for the WatchGuard camera. His response, Captain Holm's response, an agency-produced document does not exist indicating agency WatchGuard camera settings. My response, again, I am not making a Minnesota Government Data Practices Act request, am I? You are not required to produce a document for a Minnesota Government Data Practices Act request, are you? But you are required to produce a document for a discovery request, aren't you? On page 71 of my copy of the WatchGuard DV1 overhead and modular version release 6.0, it says, press menu, supervisor menu, set microphone behavior, press the yes and no keys to set behavior. Yes enables the behavior, no disables the behavior. The choices are, number 1, always force cabin mic on. Number 2, Charge wireless mic when system is off. Number 3, turn on cabin mic at recording. 4, or at recorded. 4, allow officers to turn off cabin mic when recording. 5, allow officers to turn off wireless mic when recording. What are the WatchGuard supervisor settings for Trooper Ignaszewski's squad? Remember, this is a discovery request, not a Minnesota Data Practices Act request. I need this discovery data emailed to me immediately. Email my discovery data immediately. I requested copies of all citations written by Trooper Ignaszewski between July 9th, 2014 and August 9th, 2014. Captain Holm's response. The request consists of 69 black-white pages. The request consists of 69 black-white pages. An electronic version of this data does not exist. A 25-cent per sheet rate applies for a total cost of $17.25. Check money order should be made payable to the Department of Public Safety. The check money order can be mailed, dropped off at the below address. Once received, the data will be forwarded by U.S. Mail, Minnesota State Patrol, 2900 48th Street Northwest, Rochester, Minnesota, 55901. My response. The BC Agency Deployment Report says that your agency is ORI MNMHP0200, County Olmsted. Agency type, law enforcement. Name, Minnesota State Patrol, Rochester. Module, incident referral. Date deployed, 6/12/2012. Last adapter used, e-charging. Plus, the court rules for e-filing say, effective September 16, 2013, all e-file documents, whether in mandatory or voluntary case types, must be submitted in searchable PDF format. So that means all the written citations are required to be converted to PDF format. So stop trying to obstruct justice and email me my discovery data immediately. We request a transcription of 2 phone messages left by you at 507-285-7408 on March 29, 2015. His response, transcriptions of these phone messages do not exist. My response, does that mean that you deleted your voicemails without transcribing them? You were put on notice that I wanted to file a complaint against Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski, weren't you? Does that mean that you admit that you destroyed my testimony in a complaint against Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski? I printed out a copy of my phone call and signed it. I am now going to present you with my signed complaint against Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski. His response, additionally, I've received your voicemail left at 507-285-7408 on Tuesday, March 31st, 2015. His response, the video of this stop previously provided to you through the discovery process is the complete video. My response, on page 71 of my copy of the WatchGuard DV1 overhead and module version, release 6.0, it says, pre-event time added to DVD prior to record. Value, 2 minutes. Description, add up to 10 minutes of previous video footage before a recorded event. So where is the rest of my dash cam video? I don't have the default 2 minutes of video prior to the event. You've intentionally cut off Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski's incriminating Dukes of Hazzard turn, haven't you? Is that because Trooper Patrick Ignaszewski thinks and acts like his squad is an enduro race car? I want every single second of my dash cam video that you have been illegally withholding emailed to me immediately. And then in his email is thank you, Mark Holm, Captain, Commander, District 2100, Minnesota State Patrol, Rochester, 507-285-7408, office, mark.holm@state.mn.us. And there you have it.